Hello everybody and welcome to week 2 of this month's coffee and cards. So we're in February 2020 and we're using the Rainbow of Happiness stamps, matching dies and matching designer series paper as well. And my name's Linda and I'm from lindaspapercraft.co.uk. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. And if you're new to my channel, I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe, and the odd thumbs up to the videos help with the algorithm as well, so that'd be wonderful too. So we're making a square card today. I don't make many square cards because they do use a lot of paper. I like my A6 cards because you get 2 of those out of a piece of A4. You only get 1 of these out of a piece of A4. But I have the size of this is so that it fits into the bit I trimmed off to get the card. So we're using Whisper White, or Basic White as it is now, and it is 12.5 centimetres by 25 and scored at 12.5 centimetres to give you a lovely square card, and they're nice for a change. And I've popped some DSP inside as well just to zhuzh it up a little bit. Now, I joined Stampin' Up about 5 years ago, but I discovered them about 7 years ago. In fact, gosh, it's coming up to 6 years soon because I was a Celebration joiner. And what I like about Stampin' Up is it coordinates, that everything coordinates. The card has got matching ink, it's got matching pens, it's got matching designer series paper. They all tone together as well, so the way that the colours work in Stampin' Up, you could probably pick 1 neutral and 3 other colours and they would all go. It would work because it's been very carefully thought out, as well as being really good quality. But every now and then they really do pull it out of the bag. And this has been cut out with a die. This die from this designer series paper. So this is free with a spend of £45 or more with Stampin' Up. You can choose from various things from the Celebration catalogue, and one of these is the rainbow papers. But this die cuts out that rainbow. How cool is that? So that is coordination. That's my style of coordination. It's taken to as far as it possibly can. So that's what we're going to do today, and to make the detail on the front of this card. So right, yes, I'm still trying out the new packaging. You're still in paper bags, but inside your kit you have a card base, as I say, which is a 12.5 centimetre square, just short of 5 inches for our US watchers. And you will have, oops, and it is a snug fit. So basically you literally have the card base and the card for the stamping, and that is it, because everything else has come from your pack of DSP that you got free when you ordered this kit. So, and I've used that side of that. So that's your background, that's behind the sentiment piece, and then this is what we're going to use to cut our rainbow out. So we shall leave that for a moment. So I'll just do my cutting first. So I've got all my pieces. Normally I cut all this out, but because you've actually got the whole set of designer series paper, not only am I thinking you don't have to use this one, you could use a different one, but also you've got a lot to play with. So I'm leaving you to it. Right. So as I say, this is 12.5 by 12.5, so I'm just going to cut this down to a 12 centimetre square. So it is 12 by 12, and I don't know if you noticed before, I have actually used a piece of the designer series paper on the inside of the card, and I've used this piece. Okay, so you can either have it vertically or horizontally, and that also needs to be 12 centimetres long. Mine is already, but I've just used the width that you've got left after you've cut your base. So if you want it the other way, if that's your longer piece, then you just need to cut that to 12 centimetres. So, and then I'm just going to take the piece of card that I've cut out for the sentiment, and that is 8 centimetres by 6, so I need 8.5 by 6.5. So this one's plain on both sides. Most of them have got pattern, more patterned on one side than the other. So let's cut it the way I want to use it. So either way would have done, to be honest, but I just thought the paler, it's sort of a paler magenta madness, isn't it? I'm not 100% what colour it is. Let's have a look. Could just be a paler tone of the magenta. Oh, Flirty Flamingo. Yes, that's what it is. It's Flirty Flamingo. So, and it picks out the Flirty Flamingo in here, whereas there isn't any of the Bermuda Bay on that paper. Although I am going to use Bermuda Bay in my stamping, so because it is in the rainbow. So you could equally use either side, is what I'm saying. All right, so 8.5. So that's 6.5 by 8.5. And that's just going to mat nicely just behind the sentiment piece. Okay, so I'm ready to go, and I've done all my cutting with the trimmer. So I need that and I need that. Don't need that, put that to one side, and I need that next. And so what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to cut out one of the rainbows, and because I am a Yorkshire girl through and through, I'm just going to cut this corner one out here. So I'm going to use my big scissors today. You could equally do it with your Stampin' Up scissors as well. It's just mine are all in my bag because I had a class yesterday. So I do in-person classes as well as my videos in South Manchester in the UK. And we were doing lots of snipping yesterday, so I'd taken all my Stampin' Up snips with me because we were making boxes. Okay, if you click in the links below, I am actually on Facebook, and the link to my Facebook page is in the bio below, or the comments blurb, who knows, it's in below, and you can pop along and have a look at my Facebook page, and you'll see the boxes that we were making yesterday. Right, so as you can see, it's just amazing. They're so clever at this coordination, our Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to use my mini Stampin' Up cut and boss. This is quite useful if you've not, it's brilliant for me, if I've not got lots of space, or if I'm die cutting loads. You don't feel like you all the time when you're using the little one. It just seems to go that little bit quicker. Okay, so I've just tied it, just position that so all I can see are colours. I'm going to pop that over and run that through the die cutting machine, so if my hand's in the way. Okay, so I'll just pop this out of the way. Right, and there we go. How amazing is that? So we have a little rainbow. So, and they're all different colours. So, with very little effort. So it's always nice when Stampin' Up do things like that. They often do designer series paper that you can cut out using the dies that go with it. So I think even I'd struggle to find a use for that. So let's pop that in the bin. Right. So everything's ready to go now. I just need to find my little piece here. So what I did on the main card, on the card I made first, was I actually stamped my sentiment first. So I've got this here on a little block, and I've already lined it up so it's straight, so hopefully it'll stamp straight. So I just had this awful feeling I hadn't pressed start on the video. So I am just going to ink up, just lightly tapping my ink pad so that all the letters are inked, and then if you put this straight on my grid paper, and I'm just putting it up a little bit from the bottom there, it's in the middle, and I'm just going to stamp it down, little gentle even pressure, giving that ink a minute to get across onto the paper, but don't wobble. There we go, beautiful. And the secret is less is more with stamping. The less ink, you know, I've seen, I'll show you, because I've just had a lady in class that was doing this. This is not what we're looking for, okay? That is just going to stamp a mess. Okay, you just want the ink on the raised bit, so that's why we tap, 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 and not slam, slam, slam. Oh gosh, I'm struggling to get all that ink off. There we go. Right, okay, so now I'm just going to position the rainbow on. And you can do it either way. So you can either start with the outside and work your way in, or start with the inside and work your way out. It's up to you. I think I'm going to start with the outside because then I can line it up, because it just lines up perfectly with the sentiment. Again, I suspect that was meant to be. That is the kind of thing those Stampin' Up ladies and gentlemen do. So just little dots of glue. I was thinking, just as I cut it out, I could have used, we have some adhesive sheets that you stick them to the back of your DSP or whatever you're cutting out. Cut it out and then you can peel the back off and it's sticky. So it's like making yourself a sticker. So, and on fine detail like this, it's quite handy that you don't have to mess around. Okay, so there we go. That's number one in place. And then some little dots on this one. Oops. Okay, a bit bonkers on this corner here. So I'm just going to take off some of that glue. This is a bit too much. Okay. And again, so I'm just going to position that where I want it. There or thereabouts. There we go. Okay. There we are. Slipped a bit there. And more little dots. So it looks like you've carefully cut it out of 4 different colours of card, and you haven't. You've just cut it out of the DSP ready made for you. So I got these tweezers in. They were in a spectacle repair kit. Those of you who know me know I used to be an optometrist, and so I used to be forever taking the children's glasses into the opticians to get them fixed, or to work and get them fixed, and I don't do that anymore. So I ordered a spectacle fixing kit, and these came with it, and I am keeping these for my crafting. They're really useful. Not sure what you're supposed to use them for is repairing spectacles. I suppose you could pick screws up and stuff with them. I'm definitely of the revolting lick your finger and pick it up that way at school, which I can't do anymore with COVID now, can we? Oh. Right, there we go. So how's that? So easy. Just make a beautifully coloured rainbow. Just using this one die straight off the paper. So how cool is that? You can make loads out of a sheet of paper, because there's what? Where's the sheet gone? Lost it. However, you can, I think there's what, 9 or so, maybe 6 that you could definitely cut rainbows out of. So that's really useful technique. So now I'm just going to pop this on the front. And you don't have to use the papers I've chosen. You can use the ones, any of the ones from the pack. And as I say, you do have a full pack of 48 sheets of designer series paper. So go fill your boots, do what you want. Right, so put that on there. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop the other piece on the inside just to zhuzh it up a bit. I could even use the pool party up because that's gorgeous as well. And you can either, you know, it's blend it, this is the same way as the front, or you can contrast and use it the other way. They both look equally good. But it's just nice just to have that little extra so that when it's slightly open you can still see the pattern. So I'll put it the other way, haven't I? Ooh. Right. Okay, and now I'm just going to pop this on here. So if you haven't got the kit yet and you want it, just give me a shout and just email me at linda's.papercraft.co.uk and I shall sort you one out. Obviously, if you're in the US or another country then that does Stampin' Up, then contact your local demonstrator and I can send you a PDF with all the measurements in for a small fee. Just email me and I'll let you know the details. So, right. Dimensionals. So I've just popped this up onto some dimensionals. Ooh, new pack. Right. Okay. So if you are new to me and you haven't subscribed yet, it'd be really helpful if you did. It helps the old algorithm. And the more people who subscribe, the more people get to see my videos. When I get to 1,000, I can do lives using my phone. At the moment, I'm not allowed. We have got quite a way to go, but you know, every little helps. And also have a look at my other videos as well. I've got quite a few videos on and some previous coffee and cards as well using different sets. So feel free to have a look. Right, and I'm just popping that on there. See how simple was that? Very little stamping, just your sentiment, and then the rest has been done by the DSP, the Designer Series paper. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll be back again next week with card number 3. In the meantime, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.